Well, hello, we are Tilly and Felix, and we couldn't be more excited to be joined by the Queen Traitor. Good morning, Minah. How are you?
I'm fine, guys. How are you today?
Oh, we're so good. We're so excited to chat to you. We're still reeling from last night's episode. Oh my goodness. You just played such a blinder. Even the faithfuls in the end were saying the traitors were playing such a good job. Where did it go wrong?
Where does it go wrong? This is such a hard question. And I mean, I don't know where it actually went wrong. I clearly was on a different book, not even just a different page. I was on a different book with Charlotte. So maybe that's where we went wrong. I think had we maybe like recruited or tried to recruit another person, that maybe would have like strengthened our like sisterhood and our alliance, because we maybe would have she maybe would have then realized that I'm not playing like a selfish game and I want to work as a team. But it's so hard when you're in there to know anyone's true intentions. Yeah, I think where it went wrong was Linda Lee for me. She should have stayed forever and then I would have been fine.
Let's talk about last night, Minah, and let's talk about Charlotte in particular. That must have been such a crazy round table for you. Now that the dust has kind of settled, how are you feeling?
Now that I've like processed it, obviously I've watched it, I feel fine. I feel fine because I genuinely had the biggest weight lift off my shoulders when, I was able to look everybody in the eye and tell them I'm a traitor. But obviously during, I'm watching the round table and I'm going back and forth with Freddie. And then when Charlotte says, "Oh, Minah, I think maybe you've got what it takes to be a traitor," I thought, what that meme where it's like the math equations are going through your head? That's what was going on. I was like, somewhere we've gone wrong and I don't understand at what point, but here we are. But I just didn't have it in me to even try and throw her under the bus. Like, that is just not the game that I try to play. So I just thought, you know what it is? That's just how it's supposed to go. And fair play to her for like pulling that off, because, I'm sure there's a part of her that thought, if I do this, vote for Minah, and she doesn't get enough votes, this tour meet-up tonight is going to be the most uncomfortable situation for both of us. So yeah.
It was so fascinating to watch, because we obviously saw the VTs of Charlotte saying, "Oh, I don't trust Minah, and I'm sure Minah doesn't trust me," and then you go, "No, Minah, come on."
It was painful, but also great telling.
I know.
It was.
I imagine, like, for a viewer, and even I felt this, I'm watching it and I'm like, "Oh, I think we're a great team. Charlotte's outstanding." Charlotte's like, "I don't trust her and she can trust me." If it comes to it, I'm not backing her. Rightly so, because this show, everyone wants to win. And you have to play a selfish game to a certain extent. So I don't knock her at all for doing what she did. But, does it hurt a bit? Yeah, I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt a bit. But fair play to her for being as brutal as she was.
And we were really impressed by your poker face in that moment when Charlotte reveals the chalkboard. How did you keep that straight face? I know that I would be like, I just couldn't contain it.
Yeah, you know what I thought? I thought in that moment, I thought, Minah, have grace and have integrity.
Yeah.
Like, she's outplayed you. This is just a game. And in this game, she's actually outplayed you. And fair play to her. So I thought, I would be so embarrassed at myself if I then started squinting at her and people thinking, why is she looking at Charlotte like that? It's the same as, when I voted Armani. She didn't stand up and go, "Hang on a second, why are you voting me?" You kind of just have to take it. It is what it is. If you get caught, you get caught.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Linda. We've got to ask about Linda. How was working?
This is my favourite subject to talk about.
Us
Linda
too.
is like my world.
How was that whole experience? Did you obviously felt a massive affinity for Linda, but we saw on a few occasions, Linda's acting sometimes wasn't amazing. Did you feel like you had to kind of manage that? How did that work?
Do you know what? I think me and Linda complement each other so well. Like, if there was a perfect couple, it'd be me and Linda in a mad universe. Like, I think she got me and I got her, and we were like all best friends, or like sisters, or mother and daughter, in the sense like on the mission when we were on the boat, she was testing my last patience, and I was like, I'm getting off this boat. But I didn't feel like I had to manage her. I think we just worked well together, and I think she and I brought the same. We brought 50-50 to that partnership, and that was my favourite like combination of like being a traitor when I was with Linda. So when she was banished, that night was so hard, like being in this hurt by myself, obviously, before I gave Charlotte the ultimatum. Yeah. I just had the best fun with her. We had so much fun. We were just like two cheeky kids just getting away with murder, basically.
Yeah, and as the Queen Traitor yourself, what's your opinion on what we're going to see tonight? So we saw Charlotte recruiting Freddie sort of as a lamb to the slaughter. Do you think that's going to work?
Sadly for Freddie, I think it is going to work. You know, I think Charlotte has accelerated this game. And it's interesting because it's a different element to what Armani, Linda and myself were like as traitors. Like her gameplay is very, very different. And I think poor Freddie, his moments, I can't even say days because I feel like it's moments. His moments are outnumbered. I'm so desperate to feed breakfast tonight and see how all that explodes, because I'm sure it's going to be explosive.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought, when Charlotte came in with that Welsh accent, that this was going to happen?
Honestly, I don't trust people with fake Welsh accents, apparently. He's absolutely killed it. So I just don't know how Freddie's going to navigate breakfast, because obviously, as we watched, 3 of them know that Liam's got the shield, and Freddie and Alexander haven't got a clue. So is he going to be, in my head I'm thinking either Freddie's going to be the best actor ever and try and throw this on Alexander, or he's going to crumble, and I fear that he may crumble.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to find out. I'm counting down the seconds.
Let's talk a little bit about strategy, Minah. What was your strategy before you went in, and did you stick to it? I guess it kind of changes, right, when you get that tap on the shoulder.
Yeah, so I only had a strategy for being a traitor. Like, in my head, there was no other option for anyone. Myself, the BBC, I had to be a traitor. And so when I got the tam, I just was like, thank goodness, because honestly, watching me as a faithful, I promise you, it would have been a car crash. I would have been the most irritating person ever known on this planet. So thank God I got the tap. My strategy going in was, I promise you, just to be myself. So like all my friends and family watching this, they've all reaffirmed that and said, you're exactly how you are with us, how you are in the show, apart from obviously the obvious. And I think I just wanted to be myself, be bubbly, get to know people, make connections with people, and hopefully those connections would pay off later on in the game, as in people couldn't possibly imagine me being a traitor. Not sweet Minah, like she's just lovely. You know, it's funny when I've watched some clips and people have been like, Minah, she hardly speaks, or she's just like sweet little Minah, like what's got, but like how's that happened? And that reaction makes me feel like I did do the job well, because nearly everyone was really shocked to find out that I was a traitor.
Yeah.
And you definitely did it well. Everyone is devastated today. I've seen tweets about entering a period of mourning that you're off the show, which I think is totally fair. And you've been really the people's princess.
Yeah.
What's the best interaction you've had on social media? Who's got in touch with you? We've seen some really cool comments.
So today I saw that Jade from Little Mix commented iconic on my post.
No way.
Honestly, I nearly went into like heart failure.
Oh my
I couldn't
goodness.
compose myself. So obviously she knows I exist, and that was everything. If today's my last day, I'm okay with it. So that was amazing.
Yeah.
I've had so many messages from people. For me, it's the messages that are like, that I got a week, 2 weeks ago. People saying, win or lose, you're my winner. Like, or when people have said like, you're the first person that's made me root for traitors because of how you play in it. And to me, that means so much. Like, yeah, I would have loved to win. And honestly, if somebody offers me that money, I would accept it. However, winning the love from the public, which I was not expecting at all, has meant so much, like so much, and I'm so grateful and thankful, and I appreciate every single comment, and I read all of them.
That's so lovely to hear.
Yeah.
There are so many comments. There are also so many memes. What's been your favorite meme you've seen, Minah?
It's anything with like my face, because every single episode I'm calling crazy faces. I didn't realize how much, like, I could be telling you both one thing, but my face will tell you exactly how I feel. So that's been funny. I did see a tweet that just absolutely has me laughing, and someone said something like, being a Minah fan is not just a hobby, it's the first gift you open on Christmas Day. And I just thought, oh my gosh, you thought well and hard about this. But yeah, it's just being funny, or like, I don't know, like people say being silly, obviously, but like if Minah doesn't win, we riot. And I'm thinking, guys, please don't riot under my name. I do not subscribe to that at all. It's just been so fun, you know. Like, I've been so lucky that I haven't seen any like negative stuff about me. It's all been like celebrating like my personality and how crazy I am. I am naturally a bit mad. My friends and family will tell you that. But it's been nice that people have found that fun. I met someone at the train station today, and she got a bit emotional and says, "Oh, like, you brought my family together in January. Like, we're all together Wednesdays to Friday, and we've all been rooting for you, and we're just gutted." So I thought, oh, that means so much, you know, when you have interactions like that with people.
Oh, it's so lovely. And we've seen your TikTok. We've been big fans. We've been following. And we noticed that, just like us, you are also a Swiftie. Are we correct? Yes. We're wondering, how much did you channel the song Mastermind whilst you were playing? Surely that was the anthem. Yeah.
Do you know what? I think every day I might have channeled a different one. So when we did Deathmatch and I was walking through Graveyard to give Fauzia her letter, in my head I was singing, "Are you ready for it?" Honest to God.
That's amazing.
And sometimes in the tour when I was with Linda, I was playing Willow in my head.
So Willow.
Yeah, with the things.
Yeah. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And today I actually met a fellow Swiftie, and she gave me a friendship face. So that was
my gosh.
Yeah, it's got Wonderland on it.
Oh, the power of Traitors and Swifties together. Oh my goodness. What a group that is.
Yeah, definitely.
Finally, Minah, we've got to ask. We certainly wanted to see you win, but now that that's not possible, who do you want to see win? Who would be your ideal winner?
Oh, can I be greedy and give you two situations that I'd be happy with?
Sure.
So Jake and Leanne were my best friends in that castle. Obviously they're faithful. So for me to have won, it would have meant them losing.
Yeah.
So now that I can't win, I do want them to win. That's because, you know, neither of them voted for me, and Jake always had my back. He never, ever doubted me. And Leanne was my girl. But I'm a traitor, so I want Charlotte and Freddie to win. Yeah. I don't see a way where they're both going to win, so I'm going to say I want Charlotte to win. Freddie's in trouble. So yeah, the traitor in me is loyal to the traitors. So I am rooting for Charlotte, but if Charlotte can't win, I hope Jake and Leanne can win as faithfuls.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time out of what I'm sure was a very busy day to chat to us.
Yeah, thank you, Minah. It's been brilliant.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, guys. And thank you for being Swifties.
Yes.
What, should we do the lame?
Yeah.
There we go.
See you at the next Eras Talk.
Yeah.
Yay!